right, good screen here for EJ to free up Zeke. Zeke does a nice hip swivel to get by his man, and he gets a paint touch, so we know he's going to get a great shot. So let's watch the training in it off. Zeke gets cut off. He does a hip swivel so he can read if he should go right or left. Colin closes the gap, so now Zeke is in the paint. Now let's watch how everybody's running at the rim while the ball's in the air. You should notice about right now that that's going long and start running to the far side of the rim, and that's where 80% of rebounds are going to go, over the rim. So now y'all get a rebound in the air and not after it hits the ground. All right, good shot, Zeke. Colin, I like how you dribbled and created a passing lane to throw it in to Cade. That was nice there. Cade, finish those cribbies. All right, now watch. Jacob gets a dribble handoff and he keeps moving. So look at what this movement does. Now Cade is in a closeout position. Jacob should be off the 3-point line and rather have 3 than 2. But because of that, he's wide open. So you got to read that, Cade. The relocation of good players is going to allow them to be open. All right, good finish right here. Good find, Braylon. Braylon gets a lot of paint touches off of the pass. Jacob, that's what I mean about you typically always pass up the dribble handoff. It worked out that time, but there's other times we'll see later in the film where you probably should just dribble handoff and keep the player movement happening. All right, good pass ahead. Braylon already with 2 assists. Good shot right there, Colin. All right, so we don't want off the dribble pull-up shot off that, Jacob. The quick way to know if it's a good shot is Rob. Are you in range? Are you open? And are you balanced? All right. Maybe you were in range, but you were not open. Nice. That's a good give and go. Could have been a 3rd assist in the first 2 minutes of the game if Grant doesn't get tripped up there. Hey, that's a tough runner right there, Colin. That's you got to have that in your bag. I think everybody needs a runner. All right, Jacob, we talked about the way you keep coming back right. And as you saw the hesitation on your dribble handoff. We want to make sure it's fast and quick. All right, way to kind of curl off of them. You don't have to take those immediately. Again, that's another tough shot. And now you compound a mistake with a foul by attacking a defender after making a mistake. All right, live to fight another day. Don't compound your mistakes. Good gear change at the top of the key and a wrong foot finish with the inside hand, Zeke. That's nice. All right. I like the dribble handoff to initiate. Now watch Grant on this play. He's at the bottom running the baseline. All of a sudden, he sees the skip pass. Look how this isn't a play. This is instincts. Inside screen, Gunner's wide open because of Grant. Grant deserves just as much of that 3 points as Gunner does. And then Braylon. All right, nice slip. Now, Jacob, you can see Braylon coming. You don't have to go up. Pump fake, let him fly by you. All right? Be able to play a play ahead. You weren't playing a play ahead. Good left-handed hook pass by Colin. Wide open Cade. Nice. All right. I like the way you're getting them in order. And that's not a bad body. He was on your hip. I think you can actually pump fake and let him fly by too, Jacob. But, I like being physical going towards the basket. All right, but Grant sitting there waiting for a wide open 3. Good swing by the white team. All right, so look, Zeke's going and getting a paint touch again. He and Braylon get paint touches different ways. Braylon typically will pass into a paint touch, and Zeke kind of dribbles into him. All right. Hey, that's a good split there. But, Jacob, use your left hand and you could get fouled and a chance at and one. You keep using your right hand, so you just get fouled. Another really heady play by Grant. He uses Cade as a screen. Cade doesn't even know. He's just running to a spot, and Grant hides behind him. So I know his mom must have taught him this because I know his dad personally. And this is, on a serious note, it takes a really good point guard to hit him on time and in rhythm. And it takes somebody smart and heady to just know that that's a play to be made. Great quick finish by Jacob there. All right, and way to have ball in the air, you're in there on that shot, Caleb. All right, so now here, Colin, Zeke can take and make these deep shots, all right? So you can't have your feet inside the three-point line because he is in his range, he is open, and he's balanced. And I'll add another one, he's in rhythm. All right, look at Zeke, how he's standing. This is how all shooters should stand when they don't have the ball, in a shot-ready position. All right. All right, way to find out and hang on. I like the way Isaac made Braylon have to make one more play by jumping in there. That was good. All right, so Zeke is cutting off Colin to make multiple people guard him. Now people are sprinting at Cade. And now he's able to use their momentum and then make a play for himself. Great floater right there. Good job. All right, so when we're guarding here, way to clear out, Caleb. That's what opened this up. But we still want to play inside-out defense. Make sure Colin has to pass and make one more play and not get all the way to the basket. Another paint touch by Zeke. Orange, we need more players getting paint touches and making plays and making other people better. All right. I put this on here because this is just a good hustle, good save. Be careful of saving the ball under your own basket, but a good hustle nonetheless. 2-1 split on this side. I like the extra passing. That's just great offense. Doesn't matter if it goes in or out. These are the quality of shots that I need our team to consistently take, and you'll win most games. All right. So you threw it outside hand towards too far to the baseline, Colin. So be careful of the passes. Way to use his momentum, Zeke. And then you let him fly by, turn around with that kind of rondo turnaround move. This is really nice here. The rule is if you see the back of a guy's head cut, and most players are going to follow where the ball is passed to. So Colin cuts hard and immediately Braylon puts it where it needs to be, I think. But Isaac just makes some amazing play right there. So good job. Right, in transition, drop cross Zeke. I think you got everything you wanted, just got to finish. That was really good to use a good training move. So now, Colin, do your move now. You don't want to get right up on a guy and do a move, all right? So right now, you're just using your speed and quickness to get by him, and we both know you're not going to always be the best athlete on the court. So this move is kind of fool's gold, so make sure you do your move sooner so you have time to read your defender, all right? So here we go. Look for the paint touch. Isaac gets the second paint touch. It's easier to get a second paint touch than a first, so make sure y'all utilizing that if you got a guy getting the first paint touch on his own. Jacob, look at your footwork. 1, 2, 3, then shot. All right, we got to learn to just hop step into a quick motion and get a shot off. So you miss because you're not able to jump your feet in shooting position. Anytime I see training being executed, I got to put it on the video. Look how as soon as Jacob catches it, he jabs and tries to get Grant to go more right. So now he's created momentum. All right, now as he drives, he's going to spin off of him, and the guy kind of jumps out of the way. But look where Grant's hand is. If you plan on playing varsity, that defender is going to be 4 inches taller and longer, and you need to make sure you can still get that shot off. Use your left hand. Let's talk about the value of shooting a floater. Good push, Isaac. Now, right now, see how many people Zeke attracts? So that means there's like that many people that are out of rebounding position. So now, since he didn't get blocked, he put it on the rim. That's an easy rebound and putback. It's a statless stat. All right, Jacob, you got to play up. When Zeke's doing that, you're letting him hop into position really quickly. So he comes off this screen. He sees the pocket. He just simply hops into it with the great footwork, and now he's already going up before you're able to contest. So play up whenever you hear that screen with shooters. There's a gumbo of great things that happen here. Great call by the coach. There's a pin down action. Isaac sets a really good screen, so Caleb has to help. If you set a good screen, you'll be more open. And now Caleb's closing out to Isaac. He pump fakes. All right. Drives. So Braylon now has to help. And Zeke retreats because he doesn't want to be. He wants to create space and get his shot. And Grant tries to hurry and save the possession by leaving his man. But great offense is always going to beat great defense. All right. So Colin, look at your footwork. Your right foot is behind your left. And by the end of your shot, it should come to the right so you can square your elbow up to the rim. So the fact that your right foot stayed behind lets me know that you can't consistently make that shot. So just fix the footwork so that could be a better, higher percentage shot for you, although it went in that time. All right. So great curl off of the top screener guy, Jacob, and great read, EJ. That's good basketball right there. This is one of the better blockouts. That's why I put it. We got Isaac pinching. We got EJ. You got to get more of getting the shooter. But overall, that was good execution. Another good play here. All right, so Zeke drives. He can look and see that Colin has a 2-1 split, Gage and EJ. So if Zeke just attacks, Colin can only guard one because Gunner's too far to get to anybody. So as he drives, EJ lifts. All right, Colin stayed too deep, and Zeke kind of runs in front of Colin to make sure he gets a wide open shot. So just get to the point where you can see those plays and play a play ahead to know what will get your team a good shot. Braylon, take what's called a screenshot so you can see a play ahead and not have to take this dribble to throw the ball up the court. there's nothing wrong with taking a dribble. It's just there's good and then there's great. So there's a way to even make you even a better playmaker. All right, so now we got this ball ping-ponging around. Now, Gage, you got to help and stop the penetration on the first level because it gets to the second level, Jacob has to help. And now that's going to be a great shot on the backside. Even though it goes to Grant's ankles, he still has plenty of time to get that shot off. That was a great hustle by you right there, Jacob. Colin, you got to guard him closer because, again, he's in range and he's in rhythm and he's open. So you can't allow him to walk into deep threes because he can hit those. All right. Good gear change, great floater. Look at his hand. That's an open hand floater, which allows you to shoot a softer touch. But Zeke, after you make a good offensive play, it's important to make an equally good defensive play on the other end. And right now you're hugged up on Braylon instead of being in help position to help Isaac some. If you were standing where you should be, Colin wouldn't even took that drive that way. Isaac, you played good defense, but you got to block out the shooter. That's the first guy that knows that there's a miss. All right, but Orange, y'all got to do a better job at helping each other. Y'all letting guys gap y'all too easily. Good pump fake, Gage, and then you jump from outside the block. That's a much tougher shot than it looks like. All right. So, again, Jacob, are you in range? Yes. Are you open? No. And are you balanced? If you land on 1 foot when you come down, you probably weren't balanced. You should land on 2 feet at the same time. So that's an indicator. So take better shots. All right, so you're in triple threat. Don't dribble before you make your move, though, Jacob. Good move, good body up, but you shouldn't have to dribble before you attack a guy every time. Orange, White is in the boxing 1 at this point. Jacob, throw the ball now to EJ, and then you make him more efficient. But you take 2 unnecessary dribbles and bring a man closer to him, and now it should have been a wide open shot. It's a contested 3. So we got to learn to make sure we could make guys more efficient. This is a tough defense to rebound of, so Isaac gets a clean rebound. All right, and Caleb, y'all are in the boxing 1 because of Zeke, so you can't not be aggressive on him. You have help behind you, so be aggressive and attack him and get the ball out of his hands. Good split stance by EJ. Isaac should be in the corner. Jacob's not really in a great position to make a play, so because Isaac's out of position, it turns this into a sloppy possession. All right, so Isaac, you're a much improved shooter. Be where you need to be to get that shot off. Now, this is what I talked about that split stance. You should split stance and attack the rim. Gunner would have to guard you, then kick to Jacob. And if he doesn't guard you, you score the layup. Or you could go against Jacob's momentum who was coming in at you. All right, so you had much better options than what you did. All right, Jacob, that's a retreat 3-pointer. That's going to be tough. You need to have your feet set so you could step in 2 or 3 and not have to retreat out of 1, so there's no good reason to cut there. Jacob, you have a 2-1 split with Zeke and Isaac at the top of the key. If you throw it to one of them, y'all are gonna get a good shot, but you attack back right, and now everybody's matched back up with a man. So again, you're not gonna get as good of looks if you don't move the ball quickly, and of course, see the court to the left. Now this is great footwork. Right, left, pull up, no extra movement by Caleb. All right, so the footwork was a lot better, Caleb. That's much improved. I like that. Isaac, so you got to see this. If you just attack the free throw line and make Caleb guard you, you'll hit Jacob wide open. That'll be an easy 3-point shot with somebody in a good position to score. So you can't just throw it to him and not force Caleb to guard you. So you got to hit EJ now so he can make a better decision for himself, Jacob. You don't got to hit him on the cut because it makes it harder to read. So now he's like, oh, there's guys there. All right, so now when he throws it back, this is the question you got to ask. Are you in range? Yes. Are you open? Yes. Are you balanced? No. You can't take that shot. All right, so we got to identify what is a good and bad shot. Look to your left. If you throw it to Isaac, he'll be wide open. And then if they close out to him, you got one more guy to the left. So you took a tougher shot because, again, you're not seeing the floor and what can happen. Jacob, that's the worst 2-point shot you can take. It's the farthest one. All right, you're standing right on top of the line, and on top of that, you weren't open. All right, so we're just kind of giving up transition points for Orange because of the types of shots you're taking. All right, that's a travel right there. All right, now that's a good attack. You made a second guy guard you, and you kicked. EJ's wide open. Now he missed it, but you can live with those types of shots. All right, Jacob, nothing's to the baseline for you. All right, again, we talk about you going right only all the time. All right, so let's look at the shot. That's the type of shot y'all got. And then we got a retreat off the dribble pull up from deep 2. All right, so let's clean that up. So now they're in a 2-3 zone. Braylon's telling Gunner to get middle because Gunner's standing in line with Isaac. So now he could throw it on a line. It's a way to put him in position. Braylon, and then he throws a no-look pass. So now the middle guy has more time to react and make a good decision. All right, good shooter taking a good shot from top of the key. I'm cool with that. Isaac, you need to be in the corner. You have your hand up, but if you're in the corner, that's an easy pass to make. All right, Zeke, it's not the turnover, it's the transition D. If it's 2-on-1, because Cade didn't get in front, you got to make him make one more pass than you are people. So they made one pass in a bucket, and you should have forced 2 passes. All right, so we get a paint touch there. Gage got to look to score sometimes. But Cade, you have a reverse button. All right, you can retreat. He's not open, and you throw it anyway. All right. So, again, there goes Colin with another open court layup. He's going to be terrific in transition. All right, so there's our paint touch. Again, Orange, Zeke's the only one getting them. So, y'all are in a position where when y'all drive, y'all are looking to score. That's what I mean by that dribble handoff, Jacob. Just give him the dribble handoff. That was an unnecessary risk. Grant, you can't gamble for that. All right, so now Zeke gets a wide open look, and y'all are up by like 10. So, y'all don't need more transition buckets. Y'all need stops only. That's an impressive control tip by Isaac. Good headsy play. Jacob, look to your left. You're looking to your right only. And so since you throw into a crowd, Zeke can't get a paint touch. All right, so for Orange, look, there goes that dribble handoff again. Sometimes you just got to give it to him to make sure you have player movement. So the only way y'all are going to get good offense is if you get paint touches or good player movement. All right, and right now y'all are getting neither. So since y'all haven't shot in a while, y'all just going to kind of settle for a perimeter 3 because the ball hasn't crossed the 3-point line, and that's not a good look. All right, Isaac, right here, you got to stop the ball handler in transition. Can't let him by you. Jacob, you're in great transition defense. Look at your body, but Grant's kind of a nightmare in transition because he's going to run the court and then he's going to run the space. But you get turned around, and now he could kick it to Grant or he could drive, so you end up stopping neither play. All right. So now we're in transition, but look, we got to be able to kick. Once you make 2 guard, that's a makeable shot for you, but you got to value playmaking and making people better. So now here goes White down here for an easy 2 while we're taking 2s against in crowds for Orange. All right, so again, they're still in that box and 1, so they're definitely limiting their paint touches from Zeke. He finds a way to get one, so that means we're going to get a good shot. K gets it, quick decision to Isaac, wide open shot. All right, Isaac's going to get all the credit, but the ones that know basketball know Zeke kind of created the situation. All right, here comes EJ with a paint touch, but again, if you're only looking to score when you get them, now you're not putting any pressure on the defense unless you actually make it, and that's tough to do. The bigger issue is the defense. Everybody's hugged up against their man from Gage to EJ to Jacob. Isaac should actually be at the elbow trying to stop middle penetration. In Cage, you need to make sure if you're going to force him left that he actually goes the way you're forcing. So now there's no reason for him to kick, for Colin to kick, because that's a basic layup line layup. All right. Now, Jacob, you're calling for a screen, but there's no player or ball movement. You keep going back right. Now you got a contested shot. Look at EJ looking to set a screen. Nobody's crashing the board. So that's an easy rebound after a very low percentage shot. All right, so we got to learn to make better decisions. So here comes Cade. Cade should kick the Colin now. And the other Cade with a C, he shouldn't help because he's attacking the fan, not the goal. So you actually overhelp Cade. All right, and there they get a wide open shot. But again, a paint touch is going to create that for them. All right, so we get a little player movement this time and some cuts. All right, so that's a little better, making the defense work. Isaac, go ahead and finish your cut. All right, so as you get to the hole, you get your paint touch, get them up and under. Use your left hand, Jacob. Man, there's so many Jacobs. I'm going to have to change some of y'all's names because I done said Jacob 4 times, and there's 4 different Jacobs I talked to. All right, so Isaac, good drop cross, Colin. EJ, you're not in any help position, so it's always one-on-one with Orange. So it's never a team deal where y'all are playing defense. It's just one-on-one. All right, so Colin, as Zeke's bringing it down, remember not to drop because, look, you're behind the 3-point line, and you know he'll shoot that. So you got to remember your scouting report on players each time. All right, this is a good push ahead. All right, and great cut by Grant. And now Grant spaces out quickly. I wanted to slow that down so y'all could see that Grant had a layup, and then he spaced out in case somebody came and helped. That was really good. All right, so now the ball's moving. That's a great cut by Jacob. Now, he attracted the defense. You don't have to throw it. You got EJ wide open. Don't throw it to the first thing. See what the cut creates. So, Jacob, you created a cut that should have got EJ a wide open shot. All right. So, just make up that better read, Jacob. All right. So, Jacob, you see Colin going, their best player. You can't not run with him. Now you're in a closeout, and that's tough to guard, being in a closeout situation. So, we could argue that's a foul. But look at Grant pointing at Jacob. He already knows where the ball should go. And so now y'all get another wide open look from 3. And that's a good paint touch by Colin that created it. And because of the player movement, Gunner gets a chance at offensive board. White, y'all have to do a much better job at free throw blockouts. Jacob in the orange is in the lane early, which is good, or on time actually, and y'all haven't moved. So Braylon, you need to pinch, and Gunner, you need to come in and block out EJ. Jacob May does get the shooter, which is good, but there's no excuse not to execute free throw blockouts. All right, Zeke, just throw it with your left hand off the dribble. I think you'll buy EJ a little more time. EJ, you should have the footwork to 1-2 and get a good shot up, all right? So this is training. I put this jab, rip, spin. We do this drill a lot, and Zeke does it perfectly. Throw a bounce pass instead of a straight pass where hands are, Zeke. But that was more about execution, all right? He made 2 guard after the paint touch. He just needs to execute it. But he was making it easier for somebody else. Now look how balanced that is. In range, open, and balanced. Good throw ahead, Cade. All right. So here comes the screen. Now look at Gunner cutting across the middle of the lane. That's a good cut. Of course, Braylon's going to hit you on time. If you just move without the ball, try to lose that dribble. I'm not sure if you dropped it or dribbled, but regardless, it took time and you missed because of it. All right. Good. Zeke makes 2 guard him, so that should be a quick pass. There's another split. Isaac, you should attack middle paint, get into the lane, and you kind of let him off the hook. All right. So that was an opportunity for you to drive and attack. All right. Good hip swivel and gear change by Zeke. He's in the paint, and you got to make sure you do something, Kate, like step up. All right. You weren't guarding anybody, so there's no reason not to stop him from getting that floater off. I think this play kind of shows the difference between Orange and White's defense. All right, Colin says, I'm not going to let Orange's top player beat us, and Orange was willing to let White's top player get shots off. All right, so that was a good cutoff. Another paint touch by Zeke, and good shot by you, Jacob. Just missed it. All right, way to jump into the play, Isaac. Grant, take care of that ball and squeeze it. Know where the other people are. All right, so here we go. Zeke's not helping, and if Colin gets to the second level of defense, it's too late to help. So you got to help at the first level, Zeke. And there we go. We're letting their top player get all the way to the rim. So if you notice, the shots Colin is taking are much easier than the shots that Zeke is taking. So Colin's too deep again, so you know Zeke's going to pull that. And Colin, you're just being undisciplined at this point. You know that's what he wants. Good seal, Braylon. I didn't pause it long enough, but you sealed. You weren't being a robot. That was good to see. All right, and then that was great footwork by Jacob for that shot. All right, so Isaac actually attacks and makes multiple people guard him, which now, since Jacob cuts, that's a great pass. You had Gage or Jacob open because of that. All right, now the purpose of pressure defense is to get you to play faster than your abilities, and I think that's what Orange did to White right there. All right, another close paint touch. So Jacob goes and gets the second one, and now after he gets it, he actually kicks that one. Wide open shot, bang. That's what y'all should have been doing the whole game and not just at the end, Orange. Hey, all in all, a good league game. We want to grow from this. Make sure everybody watches this video a couple of times and make sure we make the adjustments in League 2. All right, good stuff.